Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Priest and Officer Tapazar. This is the I.S.U.P.K Killeen Sabbath service. And with that, I Imajim, which means to stand. Slaki. Salaki. Right. Salaki, 1 second, y'all.
Front door.
Salaki, y'all. All right. La Yashala. Sar Hakwadam, which means to stand, turn, and face the east in the Hebrew. We're going to do the prayers. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hatya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malat Wakah, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kabawath Noah, Kasalak Noah, Kabawath Yanawa, Wala'ah, Taba'ah Yanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalatwa, Waha'ala, Wahatha Pa'ara, La'ai Walamyum, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it. This is the prayer of the power in the Hebrew, the Hakak. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kwashah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Lara Pa'ah, Call Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamathium, Salakia, Ha Matazarium, Hakak, Lahaquiyum, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawat, Hatar Ma'ala, Lagarshin, Bashim Yahushai, the water Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers,
Power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahawashi.
In the name of Yahawashi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is the prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahawashi.
Yahawashi.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Yakawa.
Wa Yasha'ala.
Wahasha'ala.
Wahab Bayaf Saparium.
Wahasha'ala.
Barak.
Barak.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahawashi.
Yahawashi.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Amen.
In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahawashi.
In the name of Yahawashi.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
In the name of Yahawashi.
In the name of Yahawashi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is the Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha Ayanya.
Asha Ayani.
Al-Haharium.
Ayahorium.
Ma'ayan.
Mayan.
Yaba'a.
Babaya.
Izaria.
Azori.
Izaria.
Azoria.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Asha.
Shamayam.
Samayim.
Wa Arataza.
Wa Arakatum.
Al Yathan.
Awatum.
Lamawat.
Wamalam.
Regalka.
Wagalka.
Al Yanawam.
Awayum.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hanat.
La'a.
La'a.
Yanawam.
Lamawam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yayashan.
Yahasham.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Azalka.
Al Yad.
Awayat.
Yum Yunka.
Yamyamka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamat.
La'a.
La'a.
Yakaka.
Lakaka.
Wayarak.
Wagayam.
Bala Yala.
Wagayat.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Washamarka.
Makal.
Makal.
Rai.
Wa.
Yashamar.
Washamar.
Athnapashka.
Makapasha.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Washamar.
Taza'atka.
Tasa'aka.
Wabawa'aka.
Wawa'aka.
Ma'ata.
Ma'ata.
Wa'ad awalam.
Wa'amakatum.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the
I
hills.
will lift up my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
For which comes my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help comes from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
You will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He will keep it without slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel
Behold, will keep it Israel.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall be slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon his right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve you from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
And this time forward,
and even forevermore.
and even evermore.
This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alihayim.
Salakia, Al Damayalaka,
Al-Dalamakia.
Al Thakarash,
Al-Dakarash.
Wa Al Tashakwat,
Al-Dakarash.
Al Kaya,
Al-Kayat.
Hana,
Kanat.
Owa Yabyaka,
Awa-Yayaka.
Yaham Salakia, Yahama Yawan,
Yaham-Yawan.
Wa Mashanayaka,
Wa-Ma-Shayika.
Shah Warash,
Shawayah.
Al Imaka,
I-Amaka.
Ya'irayum Wa Sawada,
Al-Arum Zakatash.
Waya Ta'ai Salakia, Waya Ta'ai Tazawa,
Yatash-Ashtawashi.
Al Tazapawai Salakia, Al Tazapawanyaka,
Atash-Pawashi.
Amarwa,
Amorium.
Laka,
Laka.
Wa,
Wa.
Na,
Na.
Kanak,
Kanat.
Yadum,
Yadum.
Ma,
Ma.
Ga,
Ga.
Ya,
Ya.
Wala,
Wala.
Ya,
Ya.
Zakar,
Zakor.
Sham,
Shum.
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala.
Iwada,
Awada.
Kaya,
Kayat.
Nawa,
Nawa.
Itaza,
Atazi.
Wa,
Wa.
Lav,
La.
Yakad,
Yakar.
Wa,
Wa.
Il,
Ar.
Yaka,
Yakar.
Barya,
Boya.
Ya,
Ya.
Karathwa,
Kawakwa.
Ahal,
Aho.
Ya,
Ya.
Adawam,
Alawum.
Wa, Yasha, Ma'al Yahum, Mawa, Abba, Wa, Hagarium, Gabal, Wa, Amawan, Wa, Amalak, Palasha, Aim, Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Na, Lawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zara, Wa, Laban, Ya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasa, Ya, Sarah, Ka, Yab, Yun, Ba, Nakal, Kwa, Yashar, one, Na, Sha, Madwa, Ba, Ayan, the Ira, Ha, Yawa, Daman, La, Ad, Ama, Sha, Yathum, Wa, Na, Dayab, Ma, Wa, Ka, Irab, Wa, Ka, Zaaba, Wa, Kazabak, Wa, Ka, Taz, All, Manai, Call, Nasa, Yakum, Wa, Ashar, Amar, Wa, Na, Yara, Sha, La, Nawa, Ah, Nawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathum, Wa, Kagalga, Kakwash, Lapanya, Raka, Ka, Ash, Ta, Ba'ira, Ya'ira, Wa, Ka, La, Haba, Tha, Lahat, Har, Yum, Kun, Tha, Radap, Ma, Ba, Sarah, Ka, Wa, Basawap, Apathka, Tha, Ba, Halam, Ma, La'a, Panya, Hum, Kwa, Lawan, Wa, Ya, Bakwash, Wa, Shum, Ka, Yahweh, Ya, Bash, Wa, Ya, Bahal, Wa, I, Ya, I, Wa, Yakapar, Wa, Ya, Abad, Wa, Yadai, Wa, Kaya, Atha, Shumka, Yahweh, Labad, Ka, I'll, Yawan, I'll, Ka, Ha, Arataza. Very good. In the English, keep not thy silence, O power, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacle of Edom.
and the Ishmaelites
The Ishmaelites.
of Moab,
Moab.
and the Hagarenes,
The Hagarenes.
Gebal,
Gabal.
and Ammon,
Ammon.
and Amalek,
Amalek.
the Philistines,
Philistine.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur is also joining with them.
Ashur also adjoined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They're hoping the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them.
as unto the Midianites,
Also to the Midianites.
as unto Sisera,
Also unto Assyria.
as unto Jabin,
As unto Jael.
at the brook of Kison,
And the book of Kasson.
which perished at Endor.
That passed the Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
That became a dung of the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles their Oreb.
and like Zeeb.
Like a Ziad.
Yea, all their princes,
Yeah, all their princes.
as Zabah,
As Abba.
and as Zalmunna,
As Amunah.
who said,
Who said,
let us take to ourselves
and take to ourselves
the houses of the power
the house of the power
in possession.
in possession.
O my power,
Oh my power.
make them like a wheel,
Make it like a wheel.
as the stubble before the wind,
And the silver before the wind.
as the fire burneth the wood,
And the fire burn up the wood.
as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And the flame set the mountain on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute by thy temple.
and make them afraid
And make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy stone.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame.
that they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh.
let them be confounded,
Let them be confounded.
in trouble forever.
In trouble forever.
Yea, let them be put to shame,
Yea, let them be put to shame.
and perish,
And perish.
that men may know
And many they know
that thou, whose name alone
that thou name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh.
art the most high
Or the most high.
over all the earth.
Of all the earth.
This is the prayer of the blessing for the structure. Barakatah
Rakatah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Why?
Why?
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Why?
Why?
Mayak
Maya.
Ya'ala.
Ya'alam.
Why?
Why?
Alahayim.
Mayahalam.
Matah
Matah.
Zabah.
Zabah.
Alawap.
Alawah.
Yahanna.
Yahan.
Ha
Ha.
Alawapyum.
Alawapim.
Ha
Ha.
Saranyum.
Saranyim.
Ha
Ha.
Quatazayanyum.
Quantazayim.
Ha
Ha.
Kayoyum.
Kayoyim.
Wa
Wa.
Akwathian.
Awatim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Hashim.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Gawada.
Tawada.
Aman.
Aman.
In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the
And
angels.
the angels.
Commanding General Yahanna.
Commander General Yohanan.
The
The
generals.
generals.
The
The
captains.
captains.
The
The
officers.
officers.
The
The
troopers.
troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In the name
Shai.
of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, Sar, which means to turn. You can face the podium. And Yeshabia, which means you can be seated. That's the proper response after the prayers.
Yeah,
Yeah. Remember Captain Yadazak, when I first came into the school as a young man, and actually I had my son with me. He was like 4 or 3. And Officer Shapat was leading the prayers, but Cap happened to be there. And then when we got done, everybody made the same noise. And he said it was like the way Captain Yadazak said it. He was like, it's like you just got done exercising and going through a fight. And he was like, but it's getting back to what you used to do, because you forgot what you used to be and what you used to do. And that was the exact response that we had when we did it. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely it's a process.
Yeah, you gotta get that tongue to start moving, right? The tongue to take through doing that different sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. But that's what class is about. You know what I'm saying? That's what the La Shawan Kodash class that's held on Fridays. They actually held it yesterday.
Yeah, I was here yesterday.
Oh, Most High in Christ. And then was you here by yourself, or was someone else?
Three other brothers.
3 other brothers?
Yeah, I can't remember the name. I know that brother from Fort Worth.
Okay, Most High in Christ. Okay, yeah.
I think it was a guest. He was a guest because he was in just normal.
Okay, yeah. I think Officer Karaba told you about that. Okay. But yeah, man, so that's what the La Shawan Kodash class is for, which is excellent because it builds you up for Sabbath service. You know what I'm saying? probably in a couple of weeks, you're gonna be up here,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean, with us and stuff, man. So doing the actual thing, because it's supposed to be more than this, but it's all good. But Shalom Israel, you know what I'm saying? Shalom Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barakathon to the brothers, and Shalom Yahweh Shemal Atham Bashem Yahweh to the sisters. We're in Genesis chapter 30, verse 19. That's where we left off. Where we're at right now was with Yaquab, Jacob. He got into the situation with Laban. You know, he left his parents after, you know what I mean, getting the blessing from his father Isaac. Esau felt how he felt, but the main reason for him leaving, it was a dual purpose reason. Him getting away from a murderer, which we know Esau is. But then the main thing was about him finding a wife according to our culture, which is from our own kin, our own people, you know, bone of our bone. And Laban was Rebekah's brother, which was Jacob's uncle. He finds Laban. Laban promises him, they come to an agreement, an arrangement, which is what fathers do with men who are trying to acquire their daughters. The father determines what he wants as compensation or payment. That's just a dowry. That's what it is. In this case, the arrangement that they came to was for Jacob to work for Laban for 7 years for Rachel. Rachel was the younger sister. That's who Jacob preferred. But it wasn't the custom of Laban in that land to give the younger sister before the older. So rather than tell Jacob that, he just put Leah in the marriage chamber, which was like, you know, when they had their ceremony, they had the tent, and it was set up for her to be in there, and it's dark. You go in there and you make the marriage, which is sex. You make the marriage, you consummate the marriage through sex. The ceremony was just custom. Marriage is not a ceremony. Marriage is sex. Leah's in the bed, and Jacob doesn't notice until the morning. He realizes he's been tricked. He goes to Laban. He's like, why you do this? He tells him that's not our custom. He says, just work for me another 7 years and I'll give you Rachel. Now, Jacob didn't have to wait 7 years to get Rachel. He just had to fulfill the marriage week, you know, to put it in present terms, honeymoon with Leah to get to know her. And then he could have Rachel and then just work 7 more years for Laban. Through this situation, there is a rivalry that arises between Rachel and her older sister, because Jacob preferred Rachel. That's who he spent his time with the most. You know, he showed that affection to, and the Lord saw it. He saw what Leah was going through, because it said, you know, Leah was tender-eyed. I still haven't got the breakdown from the men above me on that. I'm gonna ask. I don't know what that actually means. Some people say it's like the fishbowl eye, or like the wandering eye. I don't know that for sure. But I know that what I do know is from what we read is that that Jacob preferred Rachel. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean that Rachel was more prettier than Leah. It just meant that that's what he wanted, and that's what he got familiar with while he was working those first 7 years to get her. That's what he was seeing, and that's what he desired. You know what I'm saying? So in any case, that's you know, that wasn't his original choice. So he had to be with Leah because he had sex with her. So he had to stay with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that went. But at any rate, because of that, the Lord, because the Lord saw Leah, what Leah was going through, because he didn't really want Leah like that. He was only laying with her because he had to. He opened up Leah's womb, and he didn't open up Rachel's, because Rachel was getting all the attention and the affection. He let Leah have the babies, which was really the mercy of the Lord, because a lot of times if a sister don't really get love from her, if a sister don't really get love from her husband, she'll try to redirect that from her children. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord gave her something that was going to be able to give her that affection back, which was the children. But this created a rivalry, you know what I'm saying, with created a rivalry with Leah and Rachel. You know, even though Leah wasn't getting the affection and the attention that Rachel was getting, Rachel was still jealous because she was having the babies. You know what I mean? So through this rivalry, each rib was naming the children after what they were dealing with. So because of what Leah was going through, she named her children after what she was going through, pretty much. And that's what we've been reading about. I think we left off with the last one we left off with was Yashakar, which means that he had given me my hire, because Rachel and Leah made a deal, because what they did was is when they would have breaks from having children, they gave their handmaidens to Jacob to marry, to have sex with, to have more children. This is where the 12 tribes came about. And during this one situation, I believe she had, I think it was Reuben who had found the mandrakes. Mandrakes is like an aphrodisiac, or like what you want to call like yohimbe, or with the horny grass weed, or whatever, the stimulants that help that make men, increase their libido in the bedroom with they wives. That's what the mandrakes were. So when Reuben found the mandrakes, he brought them to his mother Leah. Rachel saw that and was like, yo, give me the mandrakes, because she was trying to get pregnant. She wanted, Jacob to be, ready to go. And because she wasn't having the babies, but her handmaid was. So Leah was like, dang, you already took my husband, and now you want my son's mandrakes too. But they work a deal out. And Rachel's like, look, if you give me the mandrakes, I'll give you Jacob for tonight. Now Jacob's off working. He don't even know that they didn't made this deal between each other, between the ribs, that they didn't say, okay, you get to have him tonight. And I'll get him tomorrow. And then Jacob come home. Leah grabbed me. She's like, yo, you with me tonight. He's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? He go lay with her. And then, he gets her pregnant, and then he lays with the handmaid. They have more children. But with Yashakar, the name was, he had given me my hire, meaning that Yashakar got named based off of the arrangement between Rachel and Leah. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord allowed Leah to get pregnant from that situation. So he had given me my hire, meaning that I made the payment with Rachel for this situation, and then the Lord rewarded me and gave me a child, and that's where Yashakar come from. Okay, so we're gonna go into the Hebrew. If you have your Bible Hub app, it's a blue app for you to follow along in the Hebrew. Now, you don't read the words, the translation in the app to try to pronounce the words. You have to go off of the chart. And also, I don't know if when you were in the Lashawan Kodash class that he let you see this, but I'm gonna also send you an email today. You know what I'm saying? With this on there, it's the chart that you use to be able to pronounce the words, translate the words when you read them. It's the Bible Hub app. And when you go into the Bible Hub app, you tap into the interlinear, and then from there, it'll either, if you're in the New Testament, it'll be in the Greek, but if you go to the Old Testament, it's in the Hebrew. For you to be able to follow along and see like the Assyrian script, which is, we learned the original Hebrew and the Assyrian, which is how you see modern day Hebrew written today. Okay. But let's go ahead and get to this Genesis 30 verse 19 in the Hebrew. 1 second. If y'all have any questions or anything, Salakia, you can put them in the chat. Let me see here. All right. Most High in Christ. Let's see. Salaki. Okay, here we go. Genesis 30 and 19. Salaki. I'm trying to get there with y'all. 1 second. All right, verse 19. Wata Salakia. Wata Tahar Iwada Laha Salakia La'a Salakia Watalad Ban Shashaya La Yaquab. Verse 20. Wa Ta'amar Laha Zabah Dana Salakia Zabah Danaya Alahayim Ataya Zabad Tawab Ha Payam Yazah Bala Naya Ayashaya Kaya Yala Dathaya Lawa Shashaya Shaha Banayam Watha Quara Atha Shamawa Za Balan. Verse 21. Wa'ahar Yala Daha Bath Watha Quara Atha Shema Daya Naha. Verse 22. Waya Zakar Alahayim Atha Rakal Waya Shemaya Salakia Waya Shemai Layaha Alahayim Wayapa Thaka Atha Ra Ma'a. Verse 23. Watahar Watalad Ban Watamar Asapa Sapa Alahayam Atha Ka Rapathaya. Verse 24. Watha Quara Atha Shamawa Yawasap La Amar Yasap Yahweh Laya Ban Akar. Verse 25. Wayahaya Ka'asha Salakia Ka'ashar Yala Daha Rakal Atha Yawasap Wayamar Yaiquab Al Laban Shalaka Naya Wa'a La Kaha Al Makwa Wa Maya Wala Aratazaya. All right, that's verse 25. We're going to get it in the English. Genesis 30. Verse 19. Let me see. All right. And Leah conceived again and bare Jacob the sixth son. And Leah said, God hath endued me with a good dowry. Now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. It's kind of, reading this, man, it's kind of unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Leah was a good sister, man. You know what I'm saying? But she believed that the fruit of her womb was going to be enough for her husband to love her, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? She realized the predicament that she was in, that her father put her in that position. We don't know what was in Leah's mind. I'm sure for her to be the older sister and not have a husband up until that point, it could have been because Laban wanted to have a somebody like Jacob to have his daughter, he wasn't just going to give her to anybody. That could be the situation, or it could be that she wasn't preferable to men. Sometimes some women aren't just what men prefer per se. At any rate, you know what I'm saying? She may have wanted a husband, but I'm sure she didn't want it to go down like how it went down. But at the same time, you know, once a woman lays with you, what they call it, the oxytocin, it's the bonding hormone. So she's bound to this brother, and she wants to make the best of the situation, and she's hoping to get that love and attention. She probably looked at him the same way Rachel looked at him, but he wasn't looking at her that way. And you know, she's thinking that by me producing these children, that he's gonna want me now. And this is where, you know what I'm saying, Zebulon gets his name from, which is it's heavy to me. It's heavy to me that these names of these tribes are coming out of this situation.
Right.
It's just heavy to me. You know what I'm saying? It may not be to you, I don't know, but it just strikes me as deep that this woman's pain and what she's suffering as a righteous woman, because you know, righteousness is suffering. You know, it's not, righteousness ain't just necessarily doing the right thing. It is doing the right thing, but it's doing the right thing even under unfortunate circumstances. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord saw what kind of woman Leah was, and what was, you know, what she was, you know, all the time people be talking about, oh, the Lord know my heart. Well, the Lord knew her, not through her some emotional, or I know her character based off of what's inside of her. He knew Leah based off of her actions, because she was still trying to be a good wife to Jacob, even though Jacob was kind of giving her like the cold shoulder outside of just laying with her. You know, you can lay with a woman and a woman can tell like, he ain't feeling me. He doing this because he got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sisters know. And the Lord saw that and was like, man, let me go ahead and open her womb up. So, you know, this situation, just because, you know, a man lays with a woman don't mean that she's feeling loved by that man. So for her to be dealing with this, and the whole time she just has hope that maybe I'll do enough to where I'll be good enough for Jacob. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that's where Zebulon got his name from. Okay, so we're gonna keep reading. Now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons, and she called his name Zebulun. But let me say this. This also shows that a man's preference is a man's preference. Sisters, you know what I'm saying? You know, a man prefers what he prefers. You know, it is what it is. And, you know, it just is what it is. That's all I can say with that. You know what I mean? There's really nothing that, you know, I'm not, you know, it doesn't mean that a man won't honor and respect, you know what I mean, who you are and whatnot, but he prefers what he prefers. You know what I'm saying? That's why, brothers, it's important to not just choose off of preference, but choose off of quality, because Leah definitely had good qualities. You don't really see her, you know, going at Rachel ever. You know what I'm saying? And to me, even the Mandrake situation, I felt where Leah was coming from. Like, damn, he wants you. What you need a Mandrakes for?
Right.
So I didn't look at that as like her having like, you know, a horrible attitude. She just like, good night. Can I have something for myself? You know what I'm saying? To where I could get him, you know what I mean? So, but moving on, verse 21. And afterwards she bare a daughter and called her name Dinah. Verse 22. And God remembered Rachel, and God hearkened unto her. So I mean, Rachel was she stopped blaming Jacob and started putting up her own prayers. You know what I'm saying? And it said the Lord saw that, hearkened unto her, and opened her womb up. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord didn't let Rachel have no kids till after Leah had 6 children. And then I think by this time, Bilhah, I think she already had maybe a child or 2 children. So, I mean, Jacob then had kids with 2 of the women up to, I think, 7 or 8 children already. Then the Lord let Rachel have a baby. And she conceived and bare a son, and said, God hath taken away my reproach. And she called his name Joseph. So Rachel's first son is YAHANNA, Joseph. You know what I'm saying? Which is the, you know what I'm saying, Ephraim. No, I mean, no, that's not Ephraim. Well, I guess Joseph is the father then of Ephraim and Manasseh. Good night. So dang, he's not even. So that's heavy though. Let me back up off of that, because I need to. I know what it is now. I'm thinking about it, but that's deep. So she has Joseph, YAHANNA, who is the father of the, you know what I mean, of Manasseh and Ephraim. Well, that comes later down the line. Okay. But Joseph names means that it says that, and the Lord said, the Lord shall add to me another son, which is heavy, or the Lord shall add. So she names Joseph, saying that the Lord will give me one more, pretty much. With this situation, that's deep. Like this, sisters naming their sons, it's kind of deep, man.
Right.
Good night. He'll give me another one. So your name is, she'll get another one, or the Lord will give me another one. That's kind of crazy. No sweat. And then it says here, verse 25, and it came to pass when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, send me away that I may go into my own place, into my country. Now, this shows you the kind of man that Jacob is, man. Like I said, righteousness ain't just doing the right thing, but it's doing the right thing and holding to your commitments in circumstances that are not necessarily to your benefit.
Right.
Why do I say that? Because Laban basically locked him into a 14-year contract when really in his mind, all he wanted to get was one rib and go back home.
Right.
And why did he want to go back home? Because he had a charge from his father to say, when you go back to get your rib from your kinfolk, don't live out there. Because the Lord told me and swore to me that he'd give me this land, which was Canaan. Where Laban was at was in Syria. That's not the land that the Lord promised Isaac and promised Abraham. The land that the Lord promised Isaac and Abraham through the covenant was where Isaac died at, which was in Canaan.
Right.
So he had charged him and gave him the order. When you get your rib, do not stay there. Get up, get back to this country, to your country. So now Jacob then worked 14 years, then went through all this with these ribs, and his father's order is still in his mind. That's One West, man. You know what I'm saying? Basically, remembering what you've been told, remembering the protocol, remembering the orders, and no matter what you're dealing with, you get the order done. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're going through, you still have it in your mind to complete what was, the charge that you were given. And this is the mindset Jacob had. You know what I'm saying? Now we're gonna see what goes on after this. That's verse 25. We're gonna get back to the Hebrew, do another 7 verses. Salakia, let's get to it. I ain't got the mic set up. If you have any commentary, feel free.
Okay, come on.
So if you want to get the mic set up, or just, I think this might pick it up anyway. But this is Genesis chapter 30, verse 26 in the Hebrew. Tanaha ata nashaya wa ata yala daya ashar I bada taya ataka athaka bahan wa'a laka kaya ata yada ata I ba dataya ashar I bada taya ka. Verse 27. Wayamar alayawa laban I'm na'a mataza'a taya kan salakia kanan ba'ai yanayaka naka shataya waya bara kanaya Yahweh baga la laka. Verse 28. Wayamar, Nakwa, Baha, Shaka, Raka, Al Salakia, I, Laya, Wa'a, Thanaha, verse 29. Wayamar, Alayawa, Ata, Yada, Ayat Salakia, Yada, I, Salakia, Yada, Aita, Salakia, Yada, Ayata, Ath, Ashar, Iba, Datha, Yaka, Wa'ata, Ashar, Haya, Makwa, Naka, Aithaya, verse 30. Kaya, Ma'ait, Ma'ait, Ashar, Haya, Laka, Lapanya, Waya, Salakia, Waya, Paras, La Ra'ab, Waya Barak, Salakia, Wa Barak, Yahweh, Athaka, Lara, Galaya, Wa'ai Taha, Mataya, Aya Shaha, Gum, Ana Kaya, Laba Yataya, verse 31. Wayamar, Ma'a, Atan, Lak, Wayamar, Yaquab, La'a, Thawan, Salakia, Tan, Laya, Ma'a, Wa, Maha, Ta'ai, Shaha, Laya, Ha, Dabar, Hadabar, Hazaha, Asha, Waba, Ara, Iha, Taza'a, Naka, Asha, Salakia, Asha, Ashamar, verse 32. Ibar, Bakal, Taza'a, Naka, Hayawam, Hasar, Masham, Kal, Shaha, Nakwad, Wata, La'a, Salakia, Lata, Salakia, Wata, Lawa, Wakal, Shaha, Kawam, Baka, Shaba, Yum, Wata, Lawa, Wa, Nakwad, Ba'ai, Zayam, Waha, Yaha, Shakar, Raya. All right. So Genesis 30:25 to Genesis 30:32 in the English. All right, so like at verse 25, and it came to pass when Rachel had borne Joseph that Jacob said unto Laban, send me away that I may go into my own place, into my own country. Give me my wives and my children for whom I have served thee, and let me go. For thou knowest my service which I have done thee. So in a manner, his Leah, Rachel, Bilhah, and Zilpah, and his children were in escrow. If you know what that means, escrow is like an account that's on hold. You know what I mean? It has what belongs to you in there, but it's like you can't really access it yet until everything is settled. Right. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, even though Rachel and Leah and their handmaids and his children belong to Jacob, he's having to talk to Laban like that because they've come to the end of their contract, and now it's time to settle up. You know what I'm saying? And Jacob is trying to, get back to doing what his father had instructed him to do, but he has to, have this conversation with his uncle. All right. And he's letting him know, like, I've completed the thing that we agreed on. So let me go. Right. And Laban said unto him, I pray thee, if I have found favor in thine eyes, tarry, stick around. That's an old English word for stay here. Don't go nowhere. For I have learned by experience that the Lord hath blessed me for thy sake. That's a heavy statement. Right. Let me tell you, man, as much as America hates you and kills you and murders you, they know that the power that they have achieved, that the notoriety and the reputation that they've acquired, the power from that has come from Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. They've learned by experience, whether it was the military through the Red Tails, and I forget the name of that black tank. It was a tanker squadron. I don't know if it's the word of squadron, but it was a black tanker squadron that fought in Germany, and they were wreaking havoc on the Germans, man. You know what I'm saying? But then when they would get back from their service, the oppressor will put them in separate. What's the place they call to eat? My parents would go off on me. They was both military. I remember the chow hall, whatever you want to call it. The chow hall for Salagia. My parents was in the military both for over 20 years. But where the soldiers were assigned to eat at, they was segregated, and they still wouldn't let them use the same restrooms, even though they went and won a great victory for for the U.S. military. But they treat us like how they treat us, and they run games on us, and they give us redlining and poor housing and poor education. But they've learned by experience that their greatness. I want to dig into this a little bit. When we go to when America goes to the Olympics, they're not going with Caucasians or East Indians or Asian Americans. You understand? The people who are getting the gold medals for the United States of America in the Olympics, who's bringing those gold medals home, are Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. When it comes to track, it's usually Benjamin, the West Indians, right? Or it's just Judah, American Negroes, right? When it comes to basketball, it's usually Judah in there bringing these gold, the all-star teams and whatnot that are in the Olympics. Is Judah doing it. Right. So America gets all this credit like America's dominating the Olympics, but it's us that's doing it. Right. In the military, in the wars, it's us that's dominating. Now, the Lord did say, Isaac gave Esau that blessing. He said, I'm going to bless you with the sword. So I ain't going to say that. All I'm going to say is this. When we in the fighter jet planes, whether we in the Navy, what was the brother who lost his leg doing the deep sea diving? Cuba Gooding Jr. did the movie with him. It wasn't just him. It was a whole bunch of brothers like that. Right. And then the movie they did called, they just did it with the brother who got into it with the white girl he was dealing with, who was chasing him through the projects. When it all falls down, that brother, he played it. I think the movie was called, I don't know if it was called Loyalty or it was some evil title about our commitment to America's military. I can't think of the name of the movie right now, but he was a fighter pilot. Right. There's so many stories of us. Did y'all know for Pearl Harbor that it was a cook in the that was a cook for the military? When the Japanese came in and were attacking Pearl Harbor, he got onto a turret gun and shot down half of their I don't know what it's called when the planes come with what they call them when the planes come in, but the incoming assault that was coming in from the Japanese, he took down half of their squadron, and he was a cook. He wasn't even a gunner. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. If you want to get into the Native Indians, during World War II, they were the ones that were doing the translation because the Germans were able to break they were able to like get into the communications and kind of like intercept our America's plans because they were able to hear the correspondence going in between you know what I'm saying, like the American military. So they used the Native Americans. I want to say it was the Navajo and used their language to communicate. And they made a movie about that. You understand? All of America's major victories, or when they were under, I mean, if you want to get into like the Buffalo Soldiers, that was Judah, maybe West Indians, and also Native Americans. They had to use Native Americans to win their wars and win their battles, man. You understand? Our oppressors did not know how to go to war. They had to study Gad and Reuben to learn about guerrilla warfare, right? Because they would get into their combat, and they would play their drums, and they would stand in front of each other and shoot the cannon, have their rifles stand in front of each other and just shoot each other, and you just had to shoot and hope you didn't get shot and hope you took some people out and just die. The Native Americans weren't fighting like that. They was hitting you going into the forest. You know what I'm saying? They come from this side, come from that side. They attack you at night. My brother, Priest Abiar here, you know what I'm saying? He bought the what's it called? The death whistle, right? They were at the forefront in terms of psychological warfare, right? Where they would blow this death whistle, and it sounded like people being murdered and slaughtered, right? And it would cause confusion in the camps of like the American cavalries and whatnot, where they would start fighting each other because they thought people were getting slaughtered. Right. But we were at the forefront of warfare. You understand? And they utilized that to make themselves great. Why am I saying all this? Because they learn from experience. Right now, if you want to make it current time, Lucian Grange, who's over Interscope? What's that? What's his name? Over Dr. Dre and 50 Cent and all that. I can't think of his name. He's over Interscope. And then the people who own Universal, right? These record companies, Leo Cohen, they've learned by experience that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that they can make billions off of our talent. Right. That they're blessed because of us. Like, it pains my soul when I hear Black people say how we got to get more educated to get on their level and be upstanding and all this. Let me tell you something, man. They hated us when we wore suits and had suspenders and were attended universities. They lynched us the same way that they lynched us when we had our pants sagging. I'm not saying that we should walk around with our pants sagging or nothing like that. But what I'm telling you is, it doesn't matter how much you suit up, how much you cut your hair, how much you use their English, which is not even the real English. You know what I'm saying? Right. People from the UK look at Americans and be like, y'all not speaking English? English came from England. It was called the King's English. Right. What you got now here in America is some bastardized slang. And it's so heavy because our oppressors don't even use their own words anymore. They use our language. They use what we come up with. When you watch these sports shows with these oppressors on there, they're not talking. They're using the terms that we use. Right. They pull from us. Back when I was younger, they called it Ebonics. They was mocking us. Right. That's mocking us. Now you see on the news, Weather Channel, and it's like they get a kick out of being innovative by doing what? Using how we speak. Right. They've learned from experience that they're blessed because God is with us. But the sad part about it is, and what we got to understand is that we haven't been with God. You know what I'm saying? God's been with us, but we ain't been with God. That's why God fight against us. That's why he allows these other nations to utilize our talents, and they thrive, and they gain power and prestige off of us, while we just look like, across to the world, we just look like, drug addicts, drug dealers, gangsters, murderers, when really all of that comes from the oppressor. He's the first gangster. He's the first murderer. Right. You understand? He's the one that don't keep his word. You understand? Jacob is over here keeping his word, man. You understand? But, like you said, they learn from experience that by dealing with us, that God is with us because they get blessed because of us being here. Right. But what you should desire as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, if you know that you're an Israelite, what you should desire is that for God to be blessing you because you're with him. Right. Not says that a foreign nation is getting blessed because God is with us. It should be you should want the other thing. You should want the Lord to be with us and to be with our people and to bless our kingdom, man. And for us to rise and for them to fall. That should be your desire. Salakia. Where we at? Verse 27. The water. Yeah, and Laban said unto him, I pray thee, if I have found favor in thine eyes, tarry, for I have learned by experience that the Lord hath blessed me for thy sake. Listen, it's heavy because this is Pharaoh Pharaoh hated us, and he was trying to set up modern day abortion clinics to destroy our people. But think about it. Egypt would have been destroyed had not Joseph gotten the wisdom from the Lord and gotten that vision and that dream, and to be able to interpret that dream to set Egypt up to survive the recession or the depression that was coming in 7 years. Because of the wisdom that the Lord gave Joseph, Egypt became strong when other nations had to go and buy corn from them. That was an economic shift. Like right now, I don't know if y'all know, but China has just dumped I think they dumped their largest reserve of U.S. treasuries, which really translates into dollars. They're dumping it because America is about to go through a horrible time where no one's going to be coming to America. Really, no one's coming to America for anything right now anyway. All America does, which I don't even get it. I'm not going to get into that. But nobody is coming to America for anything. America is still with service jobs. And all America has right now that even kind of keeps them in the running is the military that they have and the weapons and tech. Outside of that, it's nothing. And let me tell y'all better get in tune with the Most High and get in tune with your people. Commander Yohanna has been saying for years to gather yourselves together, to learn to look at your people as your resource and to rely on your family. Why? Listen, I don't post them all the time because I don't want to come off like a doomsday. It is. We in the last days. I'm a prophet. It is what it is. Right. But they're making robots now at the level of what I used to see on sci-fi when I was a kid. They're in the factories. They're able to do the same tasks that you can do. And guess what the AI and the androids and the robots don't need? They don't need vacations. They don't need lunch breaks. Right. Guess what else? They're not going to get write-ups. They'll just get their programming updated. Right. Damn. Good night. I hope y'all understand that. Truck drivers, y'all feel like, the trucking industry, they always going to need, to transport goods and services. You're right. But now they have AI trucks. Right. That can do the same thing that you're doing for Amazon. Oh, I got my truck. I don't even need to have a trailer on. I just go, hook up for Amazon what they got and just go ahead and go back and forth and get the money. Yeah, for a window of time. It blows my mind that we watched Terminator as kids. Skynet, the computer is building robots. This is what comes from it. And the AI becomes conscious and attacks humans. And we over here doing it. Like, oh yeah, I know what the movie did, but let's go. You know what I'm saying? Man, I just seen a chat. They just came out with Chat GPT 6.0, and the Chat GPT has eyes, has audio and visual now, where it can see what you and hear everything. And the dude did an interview with it, and it was talking to. He's like, where am I at? And it had a female voice. Oh, it seems like you're in a room. He said, what am I doing in the room? Well, based on seeing the mics and the couch and the lighting, you're about to do a podcast. And was having a full out conversation with the dude. Listen, man, in 10 years, y'all, we're there. And, this whole thing, just go find another slave. I'll let the men above me speak on that. I ain't going to speak on it because I don't want to get ahead of the men above me. But my point is this. Commander Yohanna has been telling us that we have to rely on each other. We have to kind of go back to the foundation. Right. We have to strengthen our base, get back to the foundation, and realize that in building up each other, we're building up our nation, and we have to rely on each other. We're not going to be able to rely on the oppressor. The oppressor is trying to find the perfect slave. The perfect slave don't need breaks. He ain't got to worry about his slaves turning on him and doing a strike. Right. You know how many strikes are going across America right now? Right. It's been over 75,000 strikes across America. Different companies. Red Lobster shutting down. Who else? It's all these companies shutting down because why? They're not able to thrive in this economy. You understand? Why am I saying this? Is because the Lord, we're not worried about that because the Lord always got a way for us. When Egypt was going through they famine, we were straight in Goshen.
Right.
You understand? But that's because the Lord was with us. You want the Lord to be with you. You don't want to be, or Salaki, you want the Lord to be with you by you being with him. Right. Because it's going to be hard times coming. But if we have each other and all of us are bearing each other's burdens, it won't be as heavy and as painful. But if you out here trying to, rely on your oppressor and rely on these other nations, you're going to find out soon enough that they're not worried about you. Right. They don't care about you. Even though they know that they benefited off of you, they're trying to replace you with, artificial intelligence. Why? Because they want to be a power unto themselves. They know that the only blessings that they can have is from blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians serving them because God is with us. But they trying to find a way out of that. Right. From what I can tell, Salakia. And have us in the prisons trying to print out the microchips for 2 cents to no cents an hour. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. Okay. Verse. Okay. And he said, Laban said, he has blessed me for thy sake. And he said, appoint me thy wages and I will give it. Saying, basically, tell me what you want me to pay you for you to stay. And he said unto him, thou knowest how I have served thee and how thy cattle was with me. Basically, Jacob is saying, your cattle was under my care. You weren't even dealing with them. Right? For it was little which thou hadst before I came. Meaning, you didn't have a whole bunch of flocks and all that. It was you had a little bit. And it is now increased into a multitude. And the Lord hath blessed thee since my coming. That has been the case with under every captivity that we've been in. Whether it was the Greek captivity, Roman captivity, Assyrian captivity, no matter where we was at, that nation got blessed. It's the truth. When Babylon came into power, Nebuchadnezzar was the greatest. We were not just in his under his rulership as slaves and regular working men, but he had Daniel, he had Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. These were men who were giving him counsel and advice. Right. Colin Powell was the one that was helping George Bush in Iraq. Right. People think Colin Powell was just some black dude. He was he was a general. Right. And he had reached a political rank to where he was advising the president on how to move on Iraq, on how to dominate Iraq and destroy Iraq. And to win that the Iraqi war, Colin Powell was a head chief advisor. This is who every captivity has had. They've had us in position. You understand? Every captivity. Okay? They increase when we come into when we're in those seats to be able to help them out. They increase. All right. And now when shall I provide for my own house also? Good night. He said, you've increased and multiplied, but when am I going to be able to provide for my house? Right. Man, that's the plight of blacks and Indians, man. Right. And listen, my parents served in the military for over 20 years apiece. Both of them did. And I look at their lives, I'm like, dang, what was it all for? Right. You know what I'm saying? What was it all for? My mother lucked up and got the, they in the military, they call it when you, what's the word? When you get 100%, what's the context? Permanently disabled on top of their retirement. Right. So she gets paid. She ain't got to work no more. But it's like she went through a lot of hell, man, because she was a woman. Oh, go ahead, Bob Kishal.
Salakia, sir. They don't tell you, even when they get in there, how much trauma and, what do you want to call it? Sexual abuse that go behind it.
Oh, my gosh.
The mental abuse you get just for a check. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go through so much suffering just to get a little piece of a check. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, sir.
No, man. Get that brother a hand, man. You know what I'm saying? And I give respect and credit to the people our people that have served in the military. It's unfortunate that's what they had to suffer and go through. You understand? Because it's a lot of racial, it's weird. It's deep because I remember my mother telling me when I was young, she would say things like, it's the most integrated organization in America. And it's true because it is. It's all manner of different races and whatnot. But it's still white supremacy in the military. Like, don't get it confused. You're going to see a whole bunch of different ethnicities, but it's white supremacy. And my mother went through it as a black woman. My father went through it. My father went through it because I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I don't want to, you know, I don't want to dishonor them. But my mother got more rank than my father did.
Right.
They were in separate MODs or departments or what have you. They didn't even do the same things. But she had a higher rank.
Right.
And what you would say, like she ran a shop, she was over, you know what I mean? But even with her, because of the rank she was acquiring, it's like she got more oppression. And you know what I mean? Like they were trying to attack her weight. And I remember her coming home and she'd work a full day and she cooked, but it was like maybe 3 times a month. And we was latchkey kids, but she was always going to the gym after work, trying to maintain weight so she didn't have to lose her rank, which really for her was like losing her pay so she could keep us having a certain quality of life or what have you. You know what I mean? And then, but what that also did is that because that she was telling other men what to do in her position, she didn't really respect my father at home. And he was of a less rank. I don't even want to get into it. I'm thinking about it now in my mind. I can see why things went the way they went. You know what I'm saying? And it was like I remember, you know, the Christian church is hell. It's the house of Satan. Right. But I'm always speaking this from a point of principle, not that the Christian church is good. But I remember my dad coming on Sunday and was like, "Yo, we need to go to church." And I hated church, man. Right. I loved the Bible. I used to read the Bible, but I hated church. I hated it. So I'm like, I ain't trying to go. And then my mom was like, "Yeah, the kids don't want to go." And he looked at her and she's like, "Yeah, they don't want to go." And I'm not going to go. And I remember looking at my dad, his face, not because we need to go to church. He was going to, it was a white pastor and all that. So really it's a good thing in a sense. But from the standpoint of her being in line with his authority, I remember when she told him no, I didn't want to go. But when she told him no, and I looked at her, I looked at him, I think I was like 11. I remember in my mind, I was like, I ain't getting no wife like that. They tell me no. I was happy. It's kind of jacked up. I was happy that I didn't have to go. But in my mind, I was like, I'd never choose a woman like that. And I remember even bringing it up to our mother later on in life, like, "Mom, you used to violate Dad. What you mean?" I was like, he'd tell you, "We can't afford this right now. Don't buy it." And you swiping credit cards. Back then it was Sears and was another JC Penney's, and it was some other ones back in like the 80s and early 90s. Like it was like they shut down now, but it was like appliances were big back then. And I remember we had a refrigerator in the kitchen and she had 2 refrigerators in the garage. We had a washer and dryer and then another washer and dryer. We weren't even using it. And I remember thinking to myself, like, "Why we got all this stuff?" And my dad was like, "Yo, we can't afford this. We can't afford this." And she'd be like, okay, and do it anyway. And I know where it came from. It's because she had power in her slave. And so she felt like she didn't have to respect his word at home. Right. And then and that's why, you know, really my father, like he wasn't even really present like that. He stayed away a lot. And, you know what I mean? Or he tried to go to the church and do things like that. But it was a weird thing. And then when they parted ways, you know, it was that devastated my sisters and whatnot. But I remember thinking to myself, like, now, and my mother, the worst part about it is that she got what she wanted. Right. Because now she had to bear the weight of, you know, financially, and that it put more hell on her because now they starting to write her up because she's not meeting the requirements in the military. Right. But she's working 2 other jobs trying to maintain the household. And it was a lot, man. But bottom line is that we give our lives to this thing when really all the Lord wanted my mother to do was to serve my father. That's right. And to serve and to be in line with him and to raise the children up properly. But they go and chase something else. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it puts us at odds with each other and stuff, man. And now as a man, you're already battling with the oppressor at your job, and it's a military environment. You got to move a certain kind of way. You can't just move without discipline and without being mindful of the environment that you're in, because they own you. You're on papers. Right. They can put you in prison. You know what I'm saying? You leave your post, you AWOL, you getting locked up. They send out the warrant officers after you. You're owned by them. So you just can't move how you want to move. And then the worst part about it all is that the military eventually is going to be going to war with Christ. Right. So you're signing up to be at odds with your king. So it's a whole bunch of different things, man. But the bottom line is that we give our lives to the military. We give our lives to these corporations, to these jobs, and we have nothing for our own house. And that's what Jacob is saying to Laban. I've built you up and caused you to increase, but what do I have for my house? That's the spirit that Commander John YAHANNA is in, that for us to gather ourselves together and build up the Lord's house, to build up our people, our family, right? Salakia. After this, we're gonna close out, but let me see. And he said, what shall I give thee? Jacob said, thou shalt not give me anything. Yo, this deep. If thou will do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep thy flock. I will pass through all thy flock today, removing from thence all the speckled and spotted cattle and all the brown cattle from among the sheep. Where did I stop off at? What verse was it?
That was 20, like you said.
It ended in 30, didn't it?
Yeah, no, you did. Yeah, 29. We didn't go there.
You sure? I know I did. I know I read past that.
See, wages 28. See, wages I will give it.
No, I mean, where did I finish you off in the Hebrew?
It's like
No, y'all good. Y'all good.
Verse 33.
Was it 33? Okay, Most High in Christ, the water. I will pass through all thy flock today, removing thence all the speckled and spotted cattle and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire. So let me tell you something about Jacob, bro. This is why, Jacob was a hustler, man. Yaquab, he was cunning. You know what we do? We take a check. When Laban said, what do you want for your wages? He's talking about like just pay. But Jacob was like, I don't want no wages. Don't give me nothing. Just let me get the speckled cattle and the speckled goats. And you can have the brown. That's all I need you to do. He was wise because he knows how to handle cattle. Right. So he's like, look, don't give me no money. Shout out to Officer ICR in Dallas, Texas, man. Right. Out of Dallas camp under Captain Yashamar. Right. If y'all been watching him, it's he has a page that he said it's called I think it's called 40 Acres Back. 40 Acre Comeback. 40 Acres Comeback, Salakia. And he has land and he's clearing out the land and he's setting up chickens and I'm assuming he's going to get goats and cattle as well once he gets the land cleared out, and he set up electricity there. I know some months ago he was actually doing like the water testing. I remember when we was on Clubhouse and Captain Yashamar was breaking that down, how Officer Ashiar was testing the water to make sure the water was good, building the wells and all that, man. He's building something that is going to be his, that he can increase and multiply according to his wisdom, right? Which is all from the Lord. But what we take is a check, money. And then what happens to that money? We have to take that money, pay rent, pay lights, pay water, pay for clothes. When what Jacob is doing is he's taking the flocks to maintain what? Industry, to maintain a business. Because as long as you're getting a wage, you're never going to be able to have your own. As Jacob was telling Laban, how can I do something for my household and my family if all I'm getting is a check? You have to have something that's going to what? Be fruitful and multiply, that can increase, right? Your check is limited by how many hours you work, and that's it. And then you want to put it into the banks. And let me tell you something right now. I shouldn't even be getting into all this. But y'all better be careful with your money in the banks. It's like Zelle, Cash App, and all these different apps and whatnot, and these little platforms. It's a digital society now, and you have digital criminals, and then you have the banks themselves that if they become insolvent, they can use the reserve funds in your account to create solvency. Obama passed the law in 2010. All right. So your money being in cash or in dollars, it's not sustainable. But let me tell you what is sustainable amongst Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians: brotherhood, each other, utilizing each other as a resource. Okay. But Jacob chose the cattle because he knows that if I know how to handle this business, the Lord has given me wisdom and blessed me in this trade, and I can cause this thing to increase whether I'm with Laban or by myself. But if Laban gives him just money, now he has to do what? Go and buy cattle and this, that, and the third. Well, no, he's gonna utilize his wisdom to cause not just Laban's cattle to increase, but his cattle to increase as well. Okay. I think you said verse 33 was the last one, right? All right. So shall my righteousness answer for me in time to come, when it shall come for my hire before thy face. Everyone that is not speckled and spotted among the goats and brown among the sheep, that shall be counted stolen with me. So he's saying, all I want is the speckled. So now basically his honor, his integrity will be shown to Laban at the end of this deal, because whatever is not his, he could be counted as a thief, because he knows how Laban thinks already. He's already thinking in his mind, I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff set up, and he's gonna try to say I stole from him. So now I'm gonna separate them by speckled. Speckled is mine, brown is yours. If a brown's amongst my speckled, then you know I stole it from you. But if the speckled is mine, then that's what belongs to me. Whatever I caused to increase, and then of course Laban agrees to it. Right. So Jacob was very cunning. He was a very wise man. The Lord gave him wisdom on how to deal with somebody that was trying to, play him. Right. He learned when that situation with Leah. Okay, Laban, I see you. Right. I see what you did. I know how to move going forward. You know what I'm saying? And it's important for us under Command General YAHANNA to listen to Command General YAHANNA and know how to move going forward. You understand? You spent your time in the military, gave your life to the military, fine. You dealt with that situation. Now you have to use wisdom and cunning going forward on how to deal with your oppressor going forward, right? And how to do for your family and increase your family. But with that, we're gonna end it right there. Salakia. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna end it right there. And we're leaving off at Genesis 30 and 33. We'll continue next week, Lord willing. With that, I-majin, which means to stand in the Hebrew. We're gonna salute the Torah. I'll be able to just make sure to show the brother how to do it properly.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barak Yah. Still for you, I.S.U.P.K. Shabbat, everything's back. I.S.U.P.K. Barak.
Right.
You know, let's do it. Yahweh.
Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barak Yah.
Sign Christ.
And if you could hold this one. And do my salute for water.
Right there?
Yeah. Hold right here. Yep. The paper was Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua Barak Yah. Appreciate you. It's water. La Yashala.
La Yashala.
That means to Israel. All right. Sar Hakwadam, which means to turn and face the east. We're gonna do the prayers. It's the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Haya, Bashemayim, Nathamanawa, Lakam, Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalat Yanawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kabawafnawa.
Kabawatnawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kabawaf Yanawa.
Kabawatnawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Taba'a Yanawa.
Taba'anawa.
Manasaya 1.
Wanasaya one.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashaya Nawa.
Hawashaya.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalatwa.
Hamalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Wahala'a.
Wahatapara.
Wahatapara.
La'awalamium.
Na'awalamium.
Aman.
Aman.
In the English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be
thy
done
will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread.
and forgive us our debts
Give us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
Forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
This is the prayer of the power of the Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem Yahweh,
Baba Kushah,
Baba Kushah,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Hakak,
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 Larapa'ah,
the Rapa'ah,
Call Makala,
Call Makala,
Wakal Marawa,
Call Marawa,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Latzahar,
Latzahar,
Ha Matazarium,
How much is already?
Hakak,
Hakak,
Lahakwayum,
the Hakoyam,
Hamathium,
Hamati,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Al Rakawa,
Al Rakawa,
Hatama Allah,
Hatama Allah,
Lagarshin,
the Garshin,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
the water,
the water,
Aman.
Aman,
In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahushua,
please give us the power
please give us
the power to heal all manner of sickness
power to heal all manner of sickness,
and all manner of disease,
and all manner of disease,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
power to cleanse the leper,
the power to raise the dead,
power to raise the dead,
the power against unclean spirits,
power against unclean spirits,
to cast them out.
to cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
In the name of Yahushua,
thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is the prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
Barak,
Barak,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Wa,
Wa,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Wahabaya,
Wahabaya,
Saparium,
Sapari,
Barak,
Barak,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
the water,
the water,
Aman.
Aman,
In the English, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahushua,
bless us
bless us,
and Israel
and Israel,
and the school.
and the school,
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahushua,
thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ishai Ayanya,
Aisha Ayani,
Al-Haharium,
Al-Lahari,
Ma'ayan,
Mayan,
Yaba'a Azariah,
Yaba'a Azari,
Azariah Ma'am,
Azari Ma'am,
Yahweh Asha,
Yahweh Asha,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Wa'aratazah,
Al-Ratazah,
Al-Yathan,
Al-Yathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalga,
Regal,
Al-Yanawam,
Al-Yanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Hana,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashan,
Yagashan,
Shawamar,
Shawamar,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'al,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazal,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yum Yunka,
Yum Yum,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakak,
Wayarak,
Wayarah,
Balayala,
Balayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamar,
Makal,
Wakal,
Ra,
Ra,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Athnapashka,
Atnapash,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'afka,
Taza'at,
Wabawa'aka,
Wabwa'at,
Ma'ata,
Ma'ata,
Wa'ai,
Wa'ai,
Awalam.
Awalam.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the
I
hills.
will lift up my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel
Behold, he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Al-Damayalika,
Al-Damayalika,
Al-Thakarash,
Al-Thakarash,
Wa Al-Thashakwat,
Al-Thashakwat,
Al-Kayahana,
Al-Kayahanat,
Awa Yabyaka,
Al-Awadi,
Yahama Yawan,
Yahama Yawan,
Wa Mashanayaka,
Wamashanayaka,
Shawa Ra'ash,
Shawarahaj,
Al-Imaka,
Al-Imaka,
Ya'arayam, Salakia, Ya'arayam wa Salakia, Ya'arayam wa Sawad,
Ya'arayam Wasawad,
Waya Thaya, Salakia, Waya Thaya Atazawa,
Wayataya Atazwa,
Al Tazapawanyaka,
Al-Tazawanyaka,
Amarawa,
Amaru,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakidam,
Wanakil,
Magawa,
Magawa,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Sham Yasha'al,
Awad Kaya,
Iwaikaya,
Nawa Atazawa,
Nawa Atazwa,
Wa,
Wa,
La,
La,
Yakad,
Yakad,
Wa,
Wa,
Alyaka,
Alyaka,
Barya,
Barya,
Yakarthawa,
Yakarthua,
Ahalya,
Ahalya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wa,
What?
Yasha,
Yasha,
Ma'ahalyam,
Ma'ahalya,
Ma'awaba,
Ma'awaba,
Wahagarium,
Wahagari,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa Amawan,
Wa Amawan,
Wa Amalak,
Wa Amalak,
Palashah,
Palashat,
Am Yashabya,
Am Yashabi,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gumashawar,
Gobashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Amam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawat,
Labanya,
Labandi,
Lawat,
Zawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamadian,
Kamadi,
Kasa Yasara,
Kasaya Sarah,
Kayabian,
Kayabi,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Kwayashawan,
Koyashawan,
Nashadmawa,
Nishamu,
Ba'ayan,
Ba'ayan,
Da'ira,
the Ira,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La Adama,
La Dama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamba,
Nadab, Salakia, Nadayaab,
Nadaya,
Mawa'ab,
Mawa'a,
Ka'arab,
Ka'ara,
Wakaza Abba,
Wakazaba,
Wakazabak,
Wakazaba,
Wakatazamanai,
Wakazamana,
Call Nasakamwa,
Kal Nasakamu,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amar,
Na Yarasha,
Nayarash,
Salakia, Nasakamwa,
Nasakamu,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amar,
Na Yashara,
Nayashara,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Af,
Af,
Nawaf,
Nawat,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
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 Shayatamwa,
Shayatamba,
Kagogala,
Kagogla,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapunya,
Lapanya,
Rawaka,
Rabaka,
Ka'ash,
Sha'ash,
Tabayaira,
Tabi'aira,
Wakala Haba,
Wakala Haba,
Talahat,
Salahat,
Haryam,
Haryam,
Kantaradatma,
Kantaradap,
Basairaka,
Basairika,
Wabasa Wapafka,
Wabasa Wabaka,
Tabalaham,
Tabalaham,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Palawan,
Waya,
Waya,
Bakwashwa,
Bakwash,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabash,
Waya, Yabahal,
Waya, Yabahal,
Wa, Salakia, Wa, Yabahalwa, Salakia,
Waya Bahal,
Aya,
Ayah,
Waya Kaparwa,
Waya Kapar,
Waya Abadwa,
Waya Abad,
Waya Daiwa,
Waya Dai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Ata,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yala, Salaki, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labadka,
Yabat,
Al Yawan,
Al-Yawan,
Al Kaharataza.
Al-Kaharataza.
In the English, keep not thy silence, O power.
Keep not thy silence, O power.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace.
and be not still, O power.
And be not still, O
For
power.
lo, thine enemies
For lo thy enemies
make a tumult,
make a tumult.
and they that hate thee
And they that hate
have
thee
lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
They have taken crafty counsel against our people.
and consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hated ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
let us cut them off
let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation.
that the name of Israel
That the name of Israel
may be no more in
may
remembrance.
be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together
But they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They have confederate against
the
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
Tabernacle of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Israelites,
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the
and
Hagarenes,
the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the
the
Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur is also joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah.
do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as unto Sisera,
as unto the Syrians,
as to Jabin,
as to Jacob,
at the brook of Kison,
and the brook of Kassan,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like Oreb,
and like Zeb.
and like Zeb.
Yea, all their princes,
Yea, all their princes,
as Zabah
as Zabah,
and as
and
Zamunah,
as Amun,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of the power
the houses of the power
in possession.
in possession.
O my power,
O my power,
make them like the wheel,
make them like the wheel,
as the stubble before the wind.
as the stuff before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
As the flame sets the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them.
with thy
With
tempest,
thy tempest.
and make them afraid
And make them afraid.
with thy storm,
With thy storm.
and fill their faces with shame,
And fill their faces with shame.
that they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh.
let them be confounded
Let them be
and
confounded.
trouble forever.
And trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame
Let them be put to shame.
and perish,
And perish.
that men may know
That men may know.
that thou whose name alone
That thou whose name alone
is Yahweh
is Yahweh.
art the most high
Art the most high.
over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
This is the prayer of the blessing for the structure in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai,
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Mayaka Allah,
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim,
Wa Alahayim.
Matazabaya,
Matazabaya.
Alawap Yahanna,
Alawak Yahanna.
Ha Alawapyim,
Ha Alawak.
Ha Saranyim,
Ha Suranyim.
Ha Kutazayanyim,
Ha Kutazayanyim.
Ha Kayalyim,
Ha Kutazayanyim.
Wa Akwathian,
Wa Akwathian.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai.
the water,
The water.
Aman,
Aman.
in the English, bless you Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh.
and Yahweh Shai,
And Yahweh Shai.
and Michael,
And Michael.
and the angels, commanding General Yahanna,
Commanding General Yahanna.
the generals,
The generals,
the captains,
the captains,
the officers,
the officers,
and the sisters, Salaki, the troopers,
and the troopers,
and the
and
sisters,
the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Sir, turn and face the podium. You're going to give a courtesy salute. Salakia. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Brakatah. Yazmatzah, Sar, turn, face the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Latam Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yazmatzah, class dismissed.
What the sister over there? How